Hey guys, how's it going? It is Saturday. It's almost 11 o'clock. It's about quarter two. I just got home um, from my little adventure tonight. Um, oh, so where were we? Last time I spoke with you guys, and I apologize, it's been like 2 weeks. Last couple weeks have been a little crazy. Not bad crazy, just, kind of crazy. Um, so I apologize for that, but no worries. We're all good. Everything is fine. Um, so let's start. Let's go in the Wayback Machine and go back a week. So last Sunday. Oh, last Sunday. When was last Sunday? Let's see. Today's the 13th. So going back to end of September. Okay. So that Sunday, I recorded with Outlaw Saint. We got a couple of drum tracks done, got a couple of bass tracks, a couple of songs done. Um, bass drums and guitar. Um, I don't know if Tank has gone over to Dan's place to do the vocals yet, but hopefully you'll be hearing one of those relatively soon, because I know Tank wants it to be the next single. Um, and then so Monday, as you remember me telling you, that last week was kind of a week from hell. Just because I believe Monday was my only night off. So recorded Sunday, had Monday off, except for work, of course. Then had Outlaw Saint practice Tuesday, had off-duty astronauts practice Thursday, or Wednesday, had Strike 13 practice Thursday, I believe, and then had two strike gigs back to back. Friday we were at the terminal, which, this is going to sound bad, but despite it being at the terminal, which if you've ever been to or played the terminal, you know exactly what I mean. That was probably one of the funnest shows I've ever done, across the board, at the terminal or wherever. Definitely the funnest show I've done at the terminal. It was just a good night. It was a good night. The crowd was into it. The other two bands we played with were really, really cool, and everybody got it. You know what I mean? So that was really cool. That was really fun. Then, and the other two bands we were playing with that night were Zipper Merge, who were formerly known as the Rugs, RUGGS. Yep. But same guy, same band, just different name. And then another band called Pretty Monster, who are also fairly kick-ass. So both those bands are good. You should look them up and follow them and do all that fun stuff. And then Saturday night, we played in Maplewood at the Moose Lodge, and that was interesting. We played with a band called Psycho Prowler, who closed out the MUAB benefit a few weeks ago. And I mean, they're good. I like them. I like what they do. They're very similar to what Smudge was doing. Doing a lot of the same songs, actually, including Godsmack's 1,000 Horsepower, which Smudge learned within probably a week of it coming out and didn't play it. I don't even know if we ever played it live, come to think of it. Huh, interesting. Anyway, so that, I mean, that was a good gig. There were a couple technical issues that I personally was dealing with. It was the first time using inner monitors at a show, and they weren't dialed in, and I could go on and on and on, but I won't. And the crowd just wasn't there. It was too large of a room for the crowd that we had. If we would have had that crowd at the terminal, we would have been fine. But this is way too big of a room. And nothing against Psycho Prowler, because they're good. I think they're awesome. But it was just an odd night for that reason. So then, next week, let's see, so Sunday was recovery. Monday I didn't have anything, I think. Tuesday did not have Outlaw Saint practice, because they were practicing with their former drummer, to do a gig tonight, actually, at the terminal, and I'll get into that in a second. Wednesday night had ODA practice. Then Thursday, Outlaw Saint was in the Famous Dave's Battle of the Bands, their fall Battle of the Bands. This was the last go around of the initial rounds. They do 4 weeks of 4 bands, 16 bands total. 2 bands from each of those nights go through. That sets up the semifinals and then to the finals. And we made it through. It was kind of a gimme though. There were only 3 bands instead of 4, so already our chances are increased by a quarter. The first band that went on was a band called Sumo 7, who were pretty kick-ass. They were good. They had a horn section, so as soon as I saw the horn section, I'm like, oh yeah, they're more than likely going to get through. Not to be cynical, but that's just the way Famous Days works. And again, if you've been to any of those Battle of the Bands, you know what I'm talking about. But then the second band, and I don't remember the full band's name. I would have to look it up, but anyway, their drummer apparently got into a minor car accident. I mean, he's fine, nothing major, but he was on the way to the show. So it was just the I would assume main singer guitarist doing like a solo acoustic act. And which, I mean, he was good. I mean, at one point, I think it was all original, with the exception of this little medley that he did. He started out doing the theme to Sesame Street, blended that into a couple of Beach Boys tunes, Pet Sounds era Beach Boys tunes, and then I don't know if he went back to Sesame Street or whatever, but so that was good. And I thought for sure that it's like, okay, he, came through and his drummer got into a car accident, so obviously he's going to get the sympathy vote. But that did not happen. I mean, we went on stage after him and kind of went up there and kicked ass. As Tank says, Tank texted everybody later saying that was probably one of the best sets he's ever played. So that's always a good sign. Crowd was into it, which I didn't know if they would be or not, but they were, so that's awesome. So we got through. So we're back next week, next Thursday, the 18th. And I saw Tank sent out the poster for the 18th, and if you remember the last video, or maybe 2 videos ago, or maybe 3, it's been a while, when I was talking about the band Harbor and Home. Yeah, they're one of the bands that we're against on the 18th that we're playing with. So we'll see how that goes. But that's okay anyway. So that was Thursday. Friday I didn't have anything. And then tonight, I was going to do a lot more today than I actually wound up doing. It's been one of those kind of days. There was a drum and brews, beats and brews, I think they called it, event at the Uptown VFW. which I was going to attend, and then got up late and got sucked into Hulu, and yeah, you know how that goes. You know how that goes. And then I was, after the event that I went to that I'm going to talk about, I was going to go up to Bunkers and catch Jade and James and the Hunger, but they're starting in about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, which I figured was a little late considering I have strike practice tomorrow, and I should probably get some sleep before that. But anyway, the event that I went to tonight was at the Poorhouse, and it was a twofer. It was both the CD release party for Piranha, who is a band who I know had been around for a while, but apparently has been around as Piranha for 15 years. And this album is like 5 years in the making. So it was their CD release. So I got the album, got a nifty little hat, which is always fun. And also, in addition to that, there's this guy in the scene who named Aaron Phillips, also known as Sasquatch, who is just one of those guys who everybody knows and everybody likes and really supports the scene beyond just liking the bands and going to shows, etc. He stagehands a lot of the shows. I think he's done security at some of the shows. I mean, dude is just, I mean, he's a good guy. He's a really good guy. And not to get too deep into this, he's we're trying to raise some money for him to get his children out of a bad situation. I'll just leave it at that. So, in addition to being the Piranha CD release party, it was also what was called Squatch Aid. And there is a GoFundMe. I don't know if it's still open and accepting donations, but if it is, go check that out and help this man out. Because he's a good dude, and you know, we gotta help our own. You know what I'm saying? So, in addition to the GoFundMe, they were having raffles, and I bought a bunch of raffle tickets and won a couple of them. So I won. First one I got a couple CDs and another We Are Legion sticker. I think I have a bunch of We Are Legion stickers, and again, nothing to put them on. I really need more objects to put stickers on. So a couple of CDs. Looks like Ageless Warrior. What's that? Defy the Ages. I have not heard of these guys. I'm going to just assume that they're a power metal band. Just a hunch. And then the other one, and I'm sure I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, Cantharon, who I've heard of. I know the name, but I've never heard anything by them. And I'm assuming they're on the heavier, doomy kind of side. And then this one by a band called My North, Cold State, which, again, My North is a band I've heard of. I know the name, but I haven't heard anything by them. So that was the first drawing, and then towards the end they had other drawings, and I won a little prize pack from one of my favorite bands, a band called The Culture Of. I'm sure you've heard me talk about these guys before, and if you haven't, they're awesome. You should check them out. All these bands you should check out. So we have the hat, we have a can koozie, which I don't really use, but have a collection. I think I can do something with that. Both their CDs, which I already own. That's a new one, Ventriloquist. first one, which I believe is just self-titled. But you should check out all of these because they're awesome. Culture of, yeah. And what else we got in here? We have a lanyard, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do with, but that is cool to have. Just a culture of lanyard. I don't go to conventions or anything, so I really don't have, I'll figure out something to do with that. And then what appears to be a crap load of stickers. So a couple of these with the full name. A couple of these with the new shortened logo, or abbreviated logo. A couple of these with the old abbreviated logo. And then a couple of these, the old school new name. And a t-shirt with the old spelled out logo. So that's really cool. So it's only an extra large, but hopefully I can squeeze into it. This is the shirt I've wanted for a while. So that's really cool. Oh yeah, the other band's on the bill. Duh. So Piranha headlined, obviously, and it was my first time seeing Piranha, and I was duly impressed. They put on a hell of a show. And to describe them, I would say all the best parts of nu metal, not all the when it got ridiculous and out of control, but all the really, really good stuff of the nu metal movement, throw that in one band, that's Piranha. And then the other two bands in the bill, I've seen, let's see, this is now my probably third time seeing Digital Homicide, and they've impressed me all three times I've seen them. They're just a good straight ahead hard rock band. And then the other band of the bill were my buddies Infamous Memories, who I've seen now, maybe half a dozen times. And yeah, they're just really, really good. I think they describe themselves as a punk band. They do some harder stuff. They do. They're good. You got to check them out. And who else did I see? I kind of shook hands and officially met a few people that I've been Facebook friends with for a while, which was kind of nice, including Aaron. And who else? Dave Holzer. And who else is there? Oh, Michelle. Michelle Work from Inner Toil, a band that was supposed to be on the bill, but something happened. I'm not sure. I didn't ask. But she was there with her husband Fred. So it was good to see them coming out and hanging out and supporting. Who else did I talk to? I mean, all the guys in Infamous Memories, Matt and Dom and Shaggy and Lena. Talked to, and I don't know his name, don't know either of their names actually, but I talked to the guitarist lead singer for Digital Homicide for a little bit, and talked to the singer Piranha for a little bit after they were done. And yeah, it was just one of those nights. It was a good feeling. It was a good vibe in the room. Yeah, I mean, it was just a good show. So coming up next week, here's my October as we're getting to it. So we're here. Where are we at? 13th there. Okay, so next week, I'll probably, okay, so tomorrow the 14th, I've got Strike 13 practice, and Strike has got some good stuff in the works, good stuff coming. I know I sent out a crap load of invites today. to like the page, and some people, they weren't complaining about it, but they brought it to my attention. You know who you are. My buddy Lou, he's a good guy. But I mean, the fact that I sent out a bunch of invites, and inside of a day I think I got close to 50 or so odd likes for the Strike 13 page was pretty good. So strike practice tomorrow. Monday, probably nothing. I mean, thankfully I don't have anything going on Mondays because it's my recovery day. Tuesday, probably Outlaw Saint practice. Wednesday, I think Wednesday is Rogue Orbit practice, which is of course the acoustic offshoot of Off to Eat Astronauts. So that we're going to practice that Wednesday because we've got a couple of gigs coming up. The 18th will be Outlaw Saint at Famous Days Round 2. The 19th, I don't think I have anything. And then the 20th is a very cool Halloween show at the Red Sea with Heel and Fix a Glitch. And is Karma Sutra on that one? And I think Lucid Flight. I believe that's the lineup. So that should be really cool. I haven't been to the Red Sea in a long time. I'm trying to think, because Stupid Jerk way back in the day played the Red Sea in like '95, and I don't know if I've even been there since then, honestly. So that should be fun. And then my grand adventure begins because on Sunday I'm actually flying out. I'm actually getting on a plane, which I have been thinking about recently, and I have not been on a plane in the better part of 30 years, probably. I think it was right around 1990, maybe 91, that last time I got on a plane, to fly down to Arizona. Going to be down there for a couple days. Family wedding. So that should be fun. Coming back Tuesday the 23rd, and then it'll be Wednesday back to work. May have ODA practice that night, depending. Nothing Thursday, and then the 26th. 26 Strike 13 is at Club Underground. At some point, I'm sure we'll make an event page for that, and I'll bug you all with invites. And then the big one that we've been looking forward to is the 27th. Off Duty Astronauts is returning to Billy's in Anoka. Excuse me, to play a Halloween party. Now, as you know, may or may not know, pardon me, Anoka is the Halloween capital of the world, and Anoka just in general seems to be a little insane the couple times we played there, so I can't imagine throwing Halloween on that and the reputation that Anoka has. So that'll be an interesting night. We'll just put it that way. It'll be an interesting night. So yeah, so that's going on the 27th, and then probably, I mean, I would assume probably a couple more practices after that, and that rides up my October. So yeah, and I already have 4 gigs lined up for November. Hopefully we'll get a couple more, and yeah, we'll be good. So where are we at? Oh, only 25 minutes. Awesome. So yeah, that's all I got for now. Hopefully everybody had a good Saturday, good Friday night and Saturday. Hope everybody a good Sunday. And happy recovery if you're still out tonight, if you're participating in the zombie pub crawl, which I believe is going on tonight. Good luck with that. And yeah, so take care. Thanks for watching. And we will talk to you later.